This one is important. Quite a number of this. Not every startup does this. I think Shah does a very good job with this. MedEasy does a very good job with this, where you need to have a newsletter and you need to add in potential investors as well. And you need to start sending them a regular sort of an update. So generally, if I look at the email updates that MedEasy sends, he will talk about the key metrics. They will talk about what are the wins, but they also will talk about what are some of the challenges they have been facing. And this is important, the ask. What kind of ask are they looking for from their investors? So when you make an ask, it allows me to, if it's an ask that I can fulfill, if I can make the introduction, if I can fulfill that ask, it makes the investor feel that they are part of the journey. And when you're regular with your updates, it also gives us an opportunity to amplify your success. So when I get an update from, say, MedEasy, and he's shown some really good growth numbers, I can take that update and I can actually share it on LinkedIn, amplifying it so more potential investors might become interested. And the more you send these updates, those people who have not invested over a period of time, they will see the growth. They will start feeling, maybe they might start feeling a bit of FOMO, and it might help increase their conviction. And eventually they might say, hey, look, I'm now ready to invest. So if you speak to Asikul from Priyo Shop, he talks about one of the startups, I think, not startup, sorry, one of the funds. They had never invested in Bangladesh before, but because this person was in his mailing list, was receiving regular updates, I think after a year or 18 months, they were ready to finally write a check to Priya Shop because of the growth they had seen, and they finally invested into a Bangladeshi startup. So you can just use this template, send out newsletters. You are giving investors an update to know how they can help you to be part of your journey, to amplify your success. And as they amplify your success, it will bring in new potential investors to you. And it really helps. I think sometimes, okay, so what happens with some startups is they give me no updates. Then a year later, they're like, hey, Razy, can you help me with this? But then I'm like, I've not heard from you. There was nothing on LinkedIn. There was nothing on newsletter. I have no idea what you've been up to. What are the challenges, where you've been? Suddenly you pop up and you make an ask. And it makes me then have to ask all of these different questions and get a better answer, better understanding before I can make the ask. Right. So recently a startup reached out to me and they say, hey, Razy, can you help us get some PR, get the word out about what we've built? I was like, it's been more than a year. I've not heard about what you've been up to. And it was a challenge for me to help them. Right. So doing this is important. Of all the things you should do, this is one of the very important things to do. The other thing is sometimes as a founder, you might ask for an introduction. I would make the introduction, but then I never hear back. So I don't know what happened. So it's always important to close the loop. If I ask, say, for an introduction to someone and he makes the introduction, after a week or a few days, if there's an output, if there's an outcome, I need to close the loop and tell him, hey, thanks for the introduction. This is what happened. So that will keep us, in a way, motivated to make more introductions, to respond whenever you need an introduction. The other thing is, I would say I would say also to not just arm your champions, but also sometimes it's good to put a spotlight on your champions. So if someone made an introduction or if someone helped you in a certain task or in a certain thing that you're struggling with, if you make a LinkedIn post and you highlight that person, you tag them, they feel good, they are again more motivated to want to help you. And then it also shows other potential supporters that, hey, if I help this person, they will put the spotlight on me. And people love to have a bit of a spotlight on them. So if you can do that, that will arm your champion, that will make your champion be more motivated to then support you.